Hello and welcome back. In this episode we're going to be taking a look at the row widget, which alongside the column widget is probably one of the more common widgets that you'll use to structure your layout in your Flutter application. You'll notice here that we have a home page with a scaffold, and the scaffold just has a simple app bar at the moment without a body. So what we're going to want to do is add a body, and that will be a row widget inside the body. And you'll notice several properties, the most important of which being the children property. And this is essentially the child widgets that will form the row in the UI. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a essentially list of card widgets. We're going to give this one a red color, and for the purpose of this demonstration we are going to give it a fixed width and height. So we're just going to specify a fixed width and height container like so, and essentially we're just going to copy that card a few times like so, and we'll create a green card there and a blue card there. You'll notice we now have those three cards in a row layout running horizontally in our Flutter application. Now you might be wondering how you can align those child widgets inside the row, and to do that there are two properties. You have main axis alignment and you have cross axis alignment. Now the main axis alignment specifies the alignment in the main axis, which for a row is from left to right, horizontally. That's the axis that the row children essentially flow in. And you then have the cross-axis alignment, which represents the alignment from top to bottom, the cross-axis being the inverse essentially of the main axis. So what we can do in the row, we can use the main axis alignment, and you'll notice there are a number of different alignment values. We have center, space between, space evenly, space around, start and end. By default you'll notice that they are aligned simply to the start of the row, or left aligned essentially. You can change that start to end, and you'll notice how they then align on the right hand side at the end of the row. You'll then notice there are also a few space-based properties, similar to the synonymous properties in CSS if you're coming from a web development background. Space between means that there is space given between each of the child widgets inside the row. Space around means that there is space added around each one of the child widgets inside the row. And finally, the space evenly means that there is an even amount of space between each of the child widgets inside the row. You'll notice there how there was an extra bit of spacing applied on the far left and far right of the row to make that space between the widgets even. Last but not least, one of the more common alignment options is to simply center align the widgets and the center of the row. Much the same as the main axis alignment, you then have the cross axis alignment. This comes with a number of values such as center, start, stretch, baseline and end. One of the more common things you might like to do is to stretch the widgets across the axes. For example, using the cross-axis alignment.stretch, you'll notice how the widgets then fill up the height of the row. So there is a bit of a brief overview of the row widget, which alongside the column widget is one of the more common layout widgets that you'll use in your application. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.